Open range light model 308 BHS here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is an ultra popular bunkhouse, 8,725 pounds, and it's just packed full of everything that makes it an open range. What I mean by that is there's a lot of very nice RVs out there, guys, but there is only one open range. There is only one brand that's going to do all of the things you see in this video. There are some trailers that will do some of the things, like a big baggage door, and a baggage compartment is not uncommon, but this is extra wide and extra tall. Usually you only get one or the other in a travel trailer. Additionally, we've got nicer fifth wheel style magnetic holdbacks here with the slam latches. In point of fact, these are actually compression latches, but you can get away with pretty much treating them like slam latches 99% of the time. This has a 2-year bumper to hitch, you know, true 2-year warranty. There are some things out there that have a limited 2nd year. That's not a real 2-year warranty. This is wide body. You know, first of all, one of the best things about this model right here is that it is built exactly like an open range light fifth wheel. They don't make the trailers and fifth wheels different. This is just flat deck, essentially. So, big thing to talk about with all open ranges. Now, and hear me out on this, because people like to listen to half of what I say and then gripe about it. This is wide body. Normal trailer's 96-inch wide. This is 100-inch wide. That's 4 inches wider in every area of the room. On top of that, don't stop listening there. This is an extra deep slide out. That's a 42-inch deep slide as opposed to a common 36-inch slide. So the entire RV in the living cabin is 10 inches bigger. That includes the bunkhouse, because this has a 42-inch bunk slide as well. So the RV is about a foot wider, and it's minimum 7 foot tall, with both a side-to-side radius as well as a front-to-back north-south hump to it. So it is minimum 7 foot tall. It is at least 4 inches wider, if not 10 inches wider than anything else on the market, really, in this class. And 8,725 pounds. It might be a couple pounds lighter, but not as much as you would expect with that much larger physical format. And again, twice the warranty is basically anyone on the market. Nice little things here they brought down from their fifth wheels, again, because this is built just like one. Aluminum screw trim as opposed to plastic, so it's going to be a more reliable, solid material here. 30-pound tanks instead of 20s, not uncommon in travel trailers. This is uncommon in travel trailers, however, and frankly, it's uncommon in fifth wheels, but it's not uncommon at open range. The strong arm stabilizer bars that you can add on here. We put these on every open range possible, because if you get to your campsite, you want to keep the trailer from being topsy-turvy, this is like the best, this is the golden rule. There's other little things you can do, but this is always the one everyone's going to talk about. Not only is this enclosed, forced air heated, insulated, it is 0 to 100 degree tested and successful. That's a cool thing with open range. This is one of the very few, I guess what you call 4 seasons travel trailers out there. I use the quotations because there's no definition of that. But that's a word that gets abused, or phrase rather, that gets abused quite a bit in the RV industry. So we've got the UV tinted frameless windows here. Obviously you can't see in the trailer, but you can see out of it. It's like that tree in my neighbor's yard. She can't see me in that tree, but I can see through her window. Never mind all that. Anyway, lamination. Let's talk lamination for a second. A lot of fiberglass skin trailers have laminated sidewalls, not unlike this. However, they don't always have laminated slide end walls, and you can thump on it and tell the difference. Same with over here. This has a laminated perimeter with an aluminum frame floor and roof, with plywood floor and roof decking, fully walkable, incredibly strong. Pretty much proven to be one of the very best methods to build an RV on the market today. We put the ladder on the back, because this does have a true walk-on roof, and if you click through from YouTube down here in our video description to the links that we supply for you, you will see I actually walk all over the roof of this thing. So remember, deeper slide, wider body, walk-on roof, double the warranty. The list just keeps going on. Before I forget, the power awning. Sitting here, it doesn't look any different, but when you see it in person, it has this real shiny skin on the exterior. It actually has a fabric flex wrap on there to keep the actual awning material protected from sun and weather exposure. One of the ways that they're able to achieve that superior insulation rating is by having an enclosed docking center, just like a fifth wheel would have. But here you have it on a travel trailer. That's not common. This has a full outside kitchen, not the little mini kitchen that tends to be a little more popular all of a sudden here, probably just because it's cheaper to build. But open range is not about being the dollar cheaper product. They're about being the dollar better product. That's how they've made their whole claim on the company. And obviously better is a relative phrase, but you know, hidden hinge cabinetry versus traditional hinge cabinetry. Better, it's cleaner. The other thing is if this bounces down the road, it's inclined to close itself, and that's especially true on your interior cabinetry as well. The extra little trim to give it some sizzle. The fact that they leave a nice open spot here with a real backsplash and power outlet, so we can put like appliances and blenders and, I don't know, toasters, anything out here. The fact that they don't use OSB and particle board in their construction. They use plywood, which is guaranteed to be a more reliable product. This stuff has plywood stronger than OSB across the span, and if OSB or plywood get wet, they both swell. The difference is when plywood dries, it shrinks back to its original shape. OSB doesn't. They use a lightweight cable slide system here. That's something that a lot of people aren't real familiar with, but it is an awesome system, and it saves a lot of weight on this trailer. It's one of the reasons this RV can be much larger than something else with a similar floor plan. This can have far more cubic foot of space while still, you know, not being nearly as heavy as you would think. Now, interesting thing, they don't do a screen door on open ranges. Instead, they spend that money to put this giant window in here with a sliding screen patch. And you do have a privacy shade up here, so you can still accomplish the exact same things in one door instead of two. So, you know that little plastic latch on screen doors that's always broken? It doesn't break on an open range because it's not there. Keep in mind, the video that we're looking at is how a 308 BHS looks, not necessarily how the 308 BHS looks that we have in stock. My battery box is getting a little weak, so the lighting in here isn't stellar currently. I apologize for that. This interior decor is called Sonic. It's extremely popular because it's a nice neutral tone, but it has just these really sharp-looking accents to it. It's been very popular. So right when we walk in, we're greeted by the extra deep super slide with this giant party lounge. Now here's the thing. You can do anything, everything you want with this sofa. It does everything. The middle section in here is a hide-a-bed. There's actually storage beneath it, so you have additional sleeping space. If you notice, you have individual removable dining tables. You can put another one over here in that little black spot on the floor. Both sides of the lounge have full-size recliner kickouts with additional foot pads on there if you want some extra comfort. A recent improvement, they've done some things to secure these back cushions a little better so they're not always falling all over the place. They listen to customer feedback. They did a good job of addressing that. That's what I like about these guys. They don't just build whatever willy-nilly. They plan this stuff. It makes sense the way they put it together. Notice this is a floor flush slide, a virtually carpetless floor plan, only a little bit of carpet in front of the slides. Now, because this is an extra deep slide out with an extra wide body, even with the recliner kickouts there, you can still walk through it. This is one of those areas with an island kitchen where they can really throw their weight around it and abuse the fact that they just have a bigger trailer, and it really is really beneficial in here. Remember, minimum 7 foot tall, so even tall guys like me walking around in here, absolutely no headroom issues whatsoever. The air conditioning, let's talk about that. First of all, this is a 50 amp coach. So that's always true. The 308 BHS, the Light Series, is always 50 amp. So that means it can have a second air conditioner added. Typically, the way we generally equip stuff, not always, but generally, is we'll upgrade the main AC to a 15,000 BTU, which and not add the second air. That allows you to use this on a 30 or 50 amp campsite and still get superior air service. Not to mention, the bigger AC, plus the better insulation and open range, plus the fact that this is racetrack ducted, means most people don't need to add the second air conditioner. Now, if you're going to camp in Death Valley where it's crazy hot, yeah, let's add the second AC for you. But I have a service center that can do that. We are a true super center. So the air conditioning system goes down to the end and loops back. It's, again, like oval ducted instead of H ducted. When you have an air termination at the end, you get back pressure. Well, slowly that back pressure starts to fill up and work its way back to the air unit up here, and you get poor airflow on each end of the trailer. Considering your bedrooms are on opposite ends of the trailer, that's kind of a big problem. You don't have that in an open range. You're also not going to run into storage problems because they have the best kitchens in RVing, and that's a big, big statement. First of all, we have an 8 cubic foot fridge, and we have all this space in the slide out off the floor plan, so you're getting all that extra room. Now, again, talk about storage. Let's look at just in the slide out. We've got all the drawers, or cabinet space below. You see we have a pair of drawers right there within the slide, all this extra countertop room in the slide, a breeze window, more cabinet space, and this cabinetry is screwed together, not stapled together. Those kind of differences make a huge impact on long-term ownership. Then, over over here we've got this big honkin' pantry with another drawer below. We have extra drawer space below the oven. We have a perfect pantry, which is what I refer to when the storage slides out to you instead of you having to dig down for it. So let's close all that and focus over here real quick at the storage in just the island. So the storage isn't even done. We've got 4 full extension drawer glides, pardon me, 5 because there's another one over there. Right above, a dedicated wastebasket space, more storage below the sink, double sponge drawers, and a recessed sink. They can do that because this is essentially like a thermal foil countertop. It's a pressed resin membrane. It's sealed and waterproof. Here, this is what it looks like. There's no seam for water to get in there. Plus, this is a... Man, you can really whack your husband with that one there, ladies. Get his attention. See, it's not that you're abusing us. It's just that sometimes you gotta get our attention. And sometimes that requires a stiff board upside the head. Trust me. Back here, we have changed the bunkhouse arrangement a little bit to include what's referred to as the party room, or the bunkhouse party package. What that gets you is what we call an eat-and-go dinette over here instead of just a bunk. So this can convert down into sleeping for sure, but during the day, you flip this upper bunk up and out of the way, and it's just that easy. It only takes one hand. And now we have a dedicated true dinette. Because this slide is extra deep, you can get a real, true, for adult-sized dinette, not a kiddie dinette. Although this is also obviously the most ultimate kids room available. Here's a good indicator of like how stuff's put together. Get under your dinette and look around, and you see aluminum caging all over the place under here. You don't see, like again, particle board and OSB construction. You're going to see thicker, nicer, more plush materials in here. Stuff designed to hold up and last longer term. The back wall in the, I don't know, call it bunkhouse or second living room really, is outfitted with a big entertainment center begging for you to put, I don't know, a 26 to 32 inch flat screen up there. The lighting back here, you notice, was on one switch. So every room in this RV, whether it's the living room, the rear bunkhouse, kids ultimate den, whatever you want to call it, the bathroom, the bedroom, all have just a single light switch on the wall, just like your house. That seems like a no-brainer. Like, well, yeah, no kidding. Everything. Why don't they all just have a switch like that? Because switches cost money. And that's the difference between an open range and the dollar cheaper product. You start to lose things like that. So up here, we have a bigger, what I call big kid bunk, and it actually hangs over what is normally just a bunk, but with the party room upgrade package we're looking at here, you gain some cushions here to kind of convert into like a daytime sofa. And who doesn't like more storage? As long as we're talking about storage, how about the fact that there's actually a nice hanging closet here in the bunkhouse? And I like that little hat shelf up there as well. Every sleeping space has its own little LED light, all LED interior lights. Bunks are rated for 300 pounds. So everything is designed to be heavier, dutier, longer, termier. Let me flip some lights back on. Again, my battery's on its way out, so I'm trying to conserve where I can. Pardon the shoddy camera work for a minute. I'm just going to give you a quick pass around the other direction here. So here's another look at that U lounge. And again, you can have 1 or 2 tables. You can have a hide-a-bed. You can have recliner ends. It can be anything you want it to be. And because this slide's extra deep and extra tall, they were able to maintain storage all the way down the entire length of the slide out. And notice that these cabinet doors hold themselves open. You don't have to juggle them open with your face. Oh, entertainment. Let's talk entertainment. Open Range uses Furrion exclusively because it's the most rugged, highly tested electronic systems on the market. There's plenty of other fine TVs out there, don't get me wrong. These are made for RVs. They're made to just be shaken beyond belief. Look up Furrion USA YouTube. Google that. And watch their little TV shake test. It's incredible. It will make you a believer like it did me overnight. To the point that I have, actually it's that exact TV. I have this TV mounted in front of my treadmill in my mudroom when you walk in my house because it gets hot and cold in there. It's not climate controlled. I didn't want a TV to fail. I wanted it to be able to get humid. I wanted it to be dry. I wanted it to go through anything and always be there for me once I'm ready to hit the treadmill. Because it takes me a lot of motivation to do it and I don't need a reason not to. All-in-one AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth. Pretty much covers it. It does everything is what I'm saying. Even as a microphone, you can literally take hands-free calls off your phone through this thing. So the bathroom here has a dual entryway, and what's nice about that is if you're in the bedroom at night, you can sneak your way into the bathroom, or if you are one of the kids from the bunkhouse or whatnot, or a guest on the hide-a-bed, you can get to the bathroom without disturbing the primary host. We have a nicer porcelain stool instead of plastic. Porcelain can actually be cleaned. It's longer lasting. It sits a little taller. Once again, it's better in 100 different ways. We have an adult-sized sink that an adult can actually wash their hands in here. Because the trailer is extra tall, you're never going to have headroom trouble in here. I'm 6'3" with these shoes on. No problem. We have a nice little linen cabinet. Not the largest. It's not as big as you would think by looking at it, because this is an angled wall, but it is enough to keep some towels in there. It's more than acceptable. I think we pretty much killed the bathroom there. Just even little nicer door holdbacks here instead of cheap plastic. Let me walk around the side here. Pardon me. So as we come into the bedroom, I want to point out a couple things. Once again, just a light switch so that you've got all your lights on one switch. This is a true queen. That is a 60 by 80 actual queen bed that queen sheets will fit. And you can still easily walk around it on every side of the RV. Because this is wide body, you've got 2 inches more on both sides of the bed. 2 inches makes a big difference on both sides of the bed, especially if you're American sized like I am. Both sides of the bed have bedside stands with their own drawer and charging stations. Now this one has both residential outlets and USB plugs. The one over here is residential only. These are extra big wardrobes on both sides because, again, wide body. And if you do want to add a second air conditioner, it will occupy the vent up here. Oh, antenna. There we go. This has the King Jack antenna system. That is something we've been selling aftermarket for a number of years. Long story short, like everything else, it's superior and gives you better reception, more channels. The flat screen can be mounted against the wall over there. If you choose to add one to the bedroom, there is generally not one included from the factory with it. The flooring, I think I mentioned, it's virtually carpetless. The bedroom does have carpet though, so that your feet don't get cold if you jump up to the bathroom at night. Let me think. You know what? I've covered enough. You've listened to... If you're still with me at this point, it's been 17 minutes and 5 seconds. I think I've yammered on long enough. If you do have questions, we're only a phone call away, guys. Or, again, if you're on YouTube, there's a link down here in the video description. You click on that, and you can see if we have one of these in stock with pricing. We publish our pricing. We're not a hard place to work with because this is supposed to be fun and easy, and we want to make it fun and easy right from the get-go. 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Happy camping, everybody.